You still concentrates or complexity has to slow down in VR gear for normies. I think right now the issue uh, of VR gear it's no longer cost because Quest 2 exists and it's cheap. The Quest 3S is going to replace the Quest 2, same price, even better quality. It's essentially going to be a Quest 3 Lite, um, but still with the same horsepower, but the screens of the Quest 2. And it's going to be probably the cheapest thing. So I don't think the problem is cost anymore. It's even going to have the body tracking that the Quest 3 does without using trackers. So the features are there for it, and it's compatible with several other things. Uh, I think it might be either the complexity, the user interface for VR is still not the best. Um, like 2 years ago, everything was like VR was going to be the next web bread. That's the interesting thing. I still think that is going to be what's going to happen later down the line, but some problems need to be addressed. VR right now has some problems, uh, but it's not necessarily problems of cost of entry. That's not a thing anymore, thanks to Meta. Thank you, Meta, for that one. Um, love it or hate it, or hate them, or whatever. It's thanks to Meta that VR grew, actually. Uh, because they made it affordable, still with good quality. You know, reasonable quality for the price point. Um, so you gotta thank them for that. Because everything else is more premium priced, with exception of others like Pico. Pico is also within the cheaper thing, but still not the best thing. Um, So, love it or hate them. Meta made VR grow. Undeniable there. Uh, so honestly, I can only thank them for that. So the big problem is not everything is VRChat. That is the problem, right? That is the problem. There's a lot of cool things for VRChat. VRChat is still the main use of VR, right? VRChat is still the main use of VR by miles. It's not even comparable. It's ridiculous. RAM, it seems to have slowed down. Also using configuration. Yeah, that's really the thing, right? Because VR has VR has fantastic games. Okay, VR is fantastic game. There's some games that I think are really amazing, good examples of VR. And in one specific case, it's also an amazing game on its own, even without VR. No Man's Sky in VR, especially after this new update, just just that is an amazing experience. Has flaws in VR, yes, but fantastic experience both in VR and desktop. Um, No Man's Sky is basically like if people put effort into it, this is what VR can do. That's literally No Man's Sky in terms of scope. It's like there's this. Here's what you can do. Others could do it too. That kind of thing. Um, Blade and Sorcery is another fantastic VR game from what you can do in terms of interactivity in VR because everything is physical. You climb things, you grab things, you can actually grab and use stuff and use full body tracking in it as well. So it becomes a more intuitive experience. Other games don't have that. For simulation games like racing games and stuff, VR is fantastic. But The content creation is probably the most, I guess, feasible thing, especially using VRChat, because it's the closest you have to being a reality. That's why virtual reality, VRChat, virtual reality, chat, content, stuff, alternate life sort of thing. So that's why you can do things like this, for example, because of VRChat. That's why VRChat is still the most popular VR application, because it's not a game. It can have games, but it's not a game. It's an extension of reality in the virtual part. I think this is the thing that VR is failing at. It's not failing, right? Otherwise, VRChat wouldn't exist, so it's not failing. Um, VR is way more about being in the thing and experiencing the thing than playing the thing, if that makes sense, right? That's why VRChat is probably the most popular, because you are in the thing. You're not playing the thing. You are experiencing the thing. You're here. In this case, it's an office. You want to play Beat Saber? That's okay. I go to the Beat Saber world over there, and I play the exact same songs, plus more, made by fans. And there we go. I'm there. And then? I'm tired of playing Beat Saber. That's okay. World hop. Let's go drive a little bit. Varnion's driving island. Here I go. I'm driving. It's a fucking good experience because it's in VR and you're driving, actually grabbing the steering wheel. Brr, brr. And if you have full body driving, using your feet. Not everyone can do VR content. Yeah. So it's this seamlessness that VR chat has. That when you step inside VR, it's like stepping into another reality. That I want to go drive a car. You just go to another world, another location, and you have your car. Let's play games. Let's go to the arcades. Literally an arcade world with actual playable games, which I'm thinking of adding to this world later for community stuff. Because there's actual games. Um, you know, yeah, not everyone can do VR content. In a way, that's okay, right? It's like VR chat reflects reality in that not everyone can do games or actual videos and stuff, but everyone can use VR chat as a reality. Same thing with the motion control games. Yep, pretty much. So it's like the seamlessness is what VR needs to not break the immersion that you are there. One thing is still being inside VRChat and moving to a Beat Saber world to play Beat Saber. Another is being in a front end in front of you with a clutter of icons and picking the Beat Saber one. Uh, there's a certain seamlessness that you're not going in and out of something. You're always in the same place. And I think that that's really the thing, right? Uh, the seamlessness. That's why VRChat is the most popular VR app, period. Because a lot of people see VRChat as VR, period. That's it. VR is VRChat. This is a fact that happens and exists. That's why even other VR content creators, when they have community meetups, where did they go with VRChat? Where did they go with VRChat? Are you even just a website or just a channel that covers VR technology and stuff? Where do you have your community meetups and stuff? VRChat. You go to VRChat. That's it. You run your community meeting in VRChat. Where else would you go? Banter? Sure. Chill out VR? Yeah. Meta Horizons? Let me laugh a little bit. Ah ha 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 ha. See the thing? It's that seamlessness that you can kind of build. I think the closest thing you have, but it's only now put the VR in it is Roblox in the sense that you kind of make your thing and you have everything in it. It's the same thing, right? We can compare VRChat as the Roblox of VR. Call it something, right? Where everything is seamless. You want to drive around? Just go to a place for driving. You want to do a fighting game? Go for the place for fighting. Because someone is making Tekken. It's Roblox. That's why I brought this one up. Um, Same thing here. You want to fight in VRChat? Go to the boxing world. It works. Go to the boxing world. It's there. I've tried it. It's great. Go for it. um, so you want to go play Monster Hunter? There's a world for that with the swords and the classes and big hulking monsters and dinosaurs appearing for you to fight as a team and so on. It's all here. That's why a lot of people spend VR Minecraft. It's also here. That's the thing. There is VR Minecraft. Actually, it's great. Minecraft in VR is one of the things that I think is really works really well. But it's also here. VRChat has Minecraft worlds with building included. It's not quite the same, but it's here, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting. I think that's why VR is missing seamlessness. It's let's compare this with you sitting at your desk, right? You're at your desk. You're gonna play a game. Yeah, I'm gonna play a game. What do? You don't log off your desk to go into the game. No, you just click game. Game opens. You play game. You're still in reality, right? You're still in your physical reality playing the game. You didn't log off out of it. And that is the thing. Brain accepts VR as the seamless thing. The moment you have a break in the seamlessness, it stops working. And that is the problem. That's why VR chat works. And a lot of people see VR as VR chat because it's seamless. You're here, you have your VR gear on. I'm gonna go play Beat Saber. You you don't go actually play Beat Saber. You go to the Beat Saber world, and you're still in VR. You look down, you see yourself, or your virtual self that you chose for yourself. That's what I mean. I see someone playing a modern VR version of Subnautica. It looked more like VR chat than the. There we go. That is the thing. It's all about seamlessness. VR, the brain appreciates when there's a seamless experience, something that the brain can process as a version of reality. So, changing worlds, the brain kind of perceives that I'm still in the same thing. I'm just teleporting or traveling to another place, like taking a bus to another place. Oh, I got here. Here we go. Oh, Beat Saber. Grass sabers. Running on driving island. Fantastic. I'm driving. And I'm still here. I didn't log off to drive. I'm still here. Just like you don't log off real life, you don't log off the virtual life. That's that's how the brain perceives it. Um, that's why certain things like mixed reality and so on can kind of work if they're properly implemented because it's the seamlessness. VR works as a seamless experience, thus VRChat. it's just an extension of the reality your brain perceives. One is the real one is the virtual one. Mixed reality mixes both in one experience. Just the XR or extended reality, the mix has been usually called as extended reality or XR lately. Um, like Quest 3, for example, because of the way it works in with the mixed reality part and abilities to actually have VRChat interact with real life. There's a few things you can do to make this work. Sadly is Bradley or just Bradley has shown this a few times, and the Quest 3 can do it, as can the Apple headset. Uh, Forgot the name. Shit. The Apple headset also allows for this, and the Quest 3 and the Apple headset are not really VR headsets. They're extended reality headsets. They're XR headsets because of this, because they can do both things and mix them correctly. Because they're extending reality with the virtual. Um, so yeah, so those kinds of things work. So VR is gonna continue going. It'll be the big. I can see it becoming even bigger in the future, but not IVR. Yes, but not exactly the way it is now. It's the way that Quest 3 or Meta and Apple are doing, which is this thing where both the VR and the real kind of mix in as a single thing. But you can be only in the VR if you want, or mix the VR and the real, and you got the mixed or the extended reality. So yeah, I the way I see VR is always as an extension of reality, another form of expressing yourself in a reality parallel to your own, to call it something. Um, and I think that's why, consciously or not, a lot of people see VR as VR chat, seamlessness. It's the closest to real without being real while enhancing the real. Does that make sense? That's it. That's how I see it. I think that is the thing. That is the thing. That's why people, at times, there's people who start doing VR, do VR chat, even just with a regular headset, right? Not with like they don't have full body track or something. It's just hands and headset. That's it. And then they experience it, and then they're like, what is the one thing that a lot of people that do VR chat for the first time and so on and like it want to do? Shit, I want full body tracking. That's usually the first thought. People see people that do VR full body tracking and they're moving, then they look at themselves and they're not moving, and the brain feels it. Next thing, I want to be able to control my body. Full body tracking. I want to be able to see things better. I want to be able to express myself. I want face tracking. I want eye tracking. And a lot of people have spent a lot of money in VR, not for VR, but for VR chat. Because VR chat right now is VR. Period. That's just of it. That's just of it. And it's yeah, the seamlessness, the presence, the immersion is here. Other things may immerse you, but the moment you have that break of switching between things, that's where the camel's back breaks. That's why VR chat works. Other practices for face tracking is there other than content creation, expressing yourself. Um, Expression is very important, and it's not just content creation, right? One can say content creation, like for example, I use face tracking to better express myself. Desktop, I didn't use it in VR only a few times, but not live. It was me testing the tech, uh, but mine is not good enough to use it in VR yet, so I don't use it. Uh, for example, desktop. When I do desktop streams and you see me with the face tracking and so on, I use the face tracking to better express myself. Um, for me, it's an extension of me, so that you can better see me, to call it something, right? To get closer. But even if I wasn't doing content, in the case of VR, and I was using it in VR, it's like other people could see me better, so that I could express myself better for them. Um, that's how I see it, right? It's the same thing with finger tracking and eye tracking, so you can actually look where you're looking. It's all about expression, not necessarily the content. The content is the ability to do those things applied to content creation is literally a bonus for content creators. The main thing is expression. It basically asking that question of what other practical use for face tracking is there other than content creation is the same as asking what other practical use is there for clothing in real life other than being dressed. Expression. If all you were doing and wearing certain types of clothes that you choose was just to stay covered, then anything would do. Even a blanket over you would do, right? But it's not just that, it's expression. It's the same thing here. It's expression. But in this case, you're expressing yourself through face tracking, not just through clothing, because it's not a common thing. So you want more of these things to keep expressing yourself better when others see you. It's the same thing. That's why I'm going to use this shirt with, for example, the fishnets because I like it. My expression as being to the gothy side is the things I like, plus raccoons. So, raccoon. So I'm expressing myself in that way, in the more gothy way, and so on. That's basically it. And face tracking is just people can see it. It's a way of expressing yourself. See what I mean? Um, that's the thing. It's expressing myself. Even this world is a form of expressing myself, right? I'm making this world as a form of saying, "This is my place. These are the things I like. This is how I organize my things. This is how my brain works. This is how the world is set up. It's how I like the world to be." And see what I mean? But that's because I create things in VR, right? I don't just play them or something. Or it's just another way of expressing myself. It's my place, my safe place, my comfy place. That's what I think about the face tracking, and it's just expression. It's a form of expressing yourself, other than concentration. Hope everyone enjoyed that and my thoughts on VR technologies and the future of VR. Now things can go.